Jimmy Crack on and I don't care. Jimmy Crack on and I don't care. Jimmy Crack on and I don't care. And somebody can deny. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ow. Oh, God, cramp. Oh. I'm getting old. I can't see the stars again. But it feels good. Feels good to stretch the benign old legs. Oh, it feels good to stretch the benign old legs. Evening boyo is crazy. Morning from the West Coast. You got one motherfucker saying evening, the other one saying morning. What is going on? What is going on here? And you got this other one with a... What is that? What is that? Is that a flower? Is that a flower? Or is that the sun creeping up amongst the clouds? Is this the start of the anti-Goon campaign? Listen. All I'm going to say is, ever since the Gooner side, we done had too many fucking examples of some shit just going on. Okay? There's something you didn't even know about because of everything that's gone around. I guarantee you didn't know about what I have on the screen. I'm not talking about Abba and Priest. I'm not talking about Abba. I found something. I was recording videos. What time is it? I was recording videos like 20 minutes ago. And I finished the last one. And then I saw something. And I'm like, what? What? And in my head, I just look at the screen and I'm just like, wait, really? This was going on? Really? It's not Monday. I'm not a lunch lady today. Recuse yourself from ever speaking to me. What did you fucking see this time? What do you want to know? Do you want to know? Do you want to know? Do you think you deserve to know? Like, is that it? Do you think you deserve to know? I don't sometimes I don't record videos for your own benefit so that I could keep you safe. It was not porn. Sometimes I care about you, random viewer. I don't want you to see things that'll make you feel bad. Was it Cardi B? I don't know how I would feel bad seeing Cardi B, but okay. If I see Cardi B, my day gets better. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, but she drugged people. She ain't drugged me. It wasn't me, so you know. Now, how do I do this? I don't even know. I just like no one can pronounce her name. Listen, Cardelius Benanopoulos is a good one. And instead, you show us idiots that lower our already limited IQ. Speaking of which, there's another woman who has done the Nazi salute and has now been criticized by her public to the point where she had to resign from a position of power. It's almost like I'm correct. And despite you motherfuckers running around saying Roman salute, the rest of the world's not going to go with that. And when a motherfucker online dares you to do something akin to a Nazi salute, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, but it's not that bad. Then do it. Record yourself doing it and post it on social media. And then when your job call you the next day, all I'm gonna fucking say is you took that fucking bait because you thought Twitter and Elon was gonna come to your fucking defense. Gooning is bad. Okay. You know what? What the fuck? Squatching. Is that a new profile picture? Delete it. It's ugly. Even though I can't even see it. Because on my screen, it just looks so small. But it's noticeable because your name is Squatching. But the profile picture has changed. Stupid game, stupid price. Listen. You can say whatever you want. I repeat what I'm saying from the video. Elon up here. You and me down here. Elon could do basically, I ain't gonna say anything, but there's some shit he could get away with. Cause he's up here. You and me, we getting hit first. All that woofing about y'all political pundits and all that bullshit, that shit not gonna help you in court. That shit not gonna come save you in court, motherfucker. Oh, speaking of court, this is not a good segue at all. But tomorrow, for my 5 people watching me on Twitch, it's Poppy Playtime Day, boys. Tomorrow we getting it. Tomorrow it's available on Steam. We getting it. And we gonna sit there and play it. I have recorded several videos, and when I'm done streaming here, I'm gonna go edit them and I'm gonna have them scheduled. That way, nothing's gonna fucking distract me. I got all the time in the world. Tomorrow is my motherfucking off day. I will be fucking playing that horror game throughout. No break, no stop. No, we gonna come back tomorrow. As bad as I was at that chapter 3, I'm getting it all done in one shot. Well, not one shot, because I'm gonna end up dying. I'm gonna die a couple times, but I'm gonna get it done in one stream sitting. No, I'm not doing a marathon stream. I'm just gonna fucking play that whole fucking game throughout and then lay my fucking head down. And then I'm just gonna fucking upload the whole thing and put it on YouTube. Because I did it for the last one, and I think the last one did decent enough for my attention span. Hold on, let me check. Considering I'm such a small... It got 2K views. Literally almost a year ago. So I'm gonna fucking take that, and it was combined, because I think it took like 3 days to beat. Combined, that was a 4-hour video that I fucking uploaded. 4 hours. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. You hear me? Worth it. I think I did pretty good with that. You feel me? So that's gonna be fun for me to do tomorrow, and I'm excited to do that. But that's tomorrow, and today is another set of circumstances. We have all had our fun with the Gooner side, all the memes, all the think pieces that make no sense. It's all been in well good fun. But despite that, and despite the serious conversations, there's a lot that's been going around that we haven't seen. And if you didn't know, there's a current law, or a bill, not a law, but a bill that's been proposed in the state known as Mississippi called the Contraception Begins at Erection Bill, which has been spurred on by a man by the name of Bradford Blackman, which is a great name. A Mississippi senator introduced a bill that would ban men from participating in certain sexual activities without the intent of fertilizing an embryo. For the lower IQ people, that means getting someone pregnant. The legislation was sponsored by Democratic State Senator Bradford Blackman, and here's what you need to know. The bill proposes to make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material, sperm, without the intent to fertilize an embryo, criminalizing certain male reproductive behaviors, essentially making it a crime to play with yourself. The legislation also includes 2 key exceptions: genetic material donated or sold to a facility for future embryo fertilization, and genetic material discharged using a contraceptive method intended to prevent fertilization. Additionally, the bill states that there will be fines for violations, starting with $1,000 for a penalty for the first offense, $5,000 for the second, and $10,000 for a third. What they're saying. In a statement provided to WLB-TV, State Senator Bradford Blackman said all across the country, especially here in Mississippi, the vast majority of bills relating to contraception and or abortion focus on the woman's role when men are 50% of the equation, which is true. This bill highlights that fact and brings the man's role into the conversation. People could get up in arms and call it absurd, but I can't say that bothers me. Blackman told Newsweek that the bill is meant to point out the double standard in legislation. When a bill has been filed that would regulate what a man is able to do with his own body in his own home, it suddenly has people in an uproar. I'm trying to figure out, when is it okay for the government to dictate what you can do in privacy of your own home? Apparently, it is when the law regulates men. If the bill is signed and passed by Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, it would go into effect July 1st. And you know what? In a vacuum, I can understand this because there's often conversation about abortion and all those things where we put all the stake on the women, but I'm not too confident in people's power in regards to regulating how one would actually go about finding out how you would know if someone played with themselves. How would you be able to find that out? Because I would think the only way is to monitor how one would actually go about searching things to relieve a little bit of stress off their body, because that would be the only way. Because other than that, you would have to put cameras at everybody's houses or monitor their hand movements or their blood pressure once things start rolling into pictures. Put a random BBL on the screen and see if people's heart rates go up. And if it goes up, that's an act of violence and against the law. You should be paying that $1,000 fine. However, this was a week ago, and you could imagine a lot of people had opinions about this. Some cheering it on, some people confused by the entire concept, and some people deciding that they were very upset about this to the point where they started sending death threats to this man. And of course, it's led to further explanation. Black senator who's getting threats for his anti-masturbation bill explains why men need to calm down. Last week, Mississippi Senator Bradford Blackman introduced a bill that would theoretically ban men from masturbating or engaging in other sexual acts when they have no intent to fertilize the embryo. Now he claims that he's received death threats over the proposed legislation. Blackman, a first-term senator representing the district north of Jackson, told TMZ that men are so upset about his idea that they have left him vile messages. Some of those were threatening his life. Blackman also insisted that the bill wasn't serious, but folks clearly didn't pick up on his sense of humor. Stop right there. You can't sit here and talk about the double standards in legislation that clearly puts women in a bind and talk about how you need to start coming up with ideas that also lead men to be responsible in the devil's tango that ends up creating a baby or a stain on the bedsheet. And then once you get backlash, which I am not supporting because death threats, not the way to go about actual criticism or responding to things you don't like, you can't then say, oh, I'm just doing it as a sense of humor. Because out of all the people who are supposed to be having a comedic bone in their body, anyone who's a politician, senator, governor, you have the worst sense of humor, because anything you say, people are going to fear is an actual thing that's going to end up being in fucking law. There was a bill that was going to make it punishable with jail time in Texas for someone assisting someone to get an abortion. Not the doctor, but if you drove them somewhere, you could be arrested and jailed. It was outrageous, and the idea popped in my head, well, what if we decided that we want to regulate men? How would the reaction be? Well, you clearly saw it, and you don't like it. The senator then proposed the Contraception Begins at Erection Act, which would make it unlawful for a person to discharge genetic material without the intent to fertilize the embryo. The bill includes the exceptions for sperm donation and the use of contraception. We already read all this. Blackman said he knew it would ruffle some feathers, but he was not expecting widespread condemnation in the form of emails, voicemails, Instagram messages, and Facebook messages. He has reported the death threats to authorities. The bill is unlikely to pass the Republican-leaning legislature. However, if it does and is signed, it'll go into law in July 1st, blah, 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 blah. I don't like this idea because there's no thought behind it. You saw something and got mad and you thought to yourself, what if we flipped it on its head? And instead of coming up with an actual idea that could maybe be founded in some great conversation, you just went the unrealistic route. Hey, let me fine you for masturbating because, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. It's unhealthy on your body. It's unhealthy on your skin. It leads to that erectile dysfunction you got going on in your mid-20s because you spent all your teen years beating it. You sick human. But You can't sit here and expect rational conversation from the public anymore. It's impossible. You're not going to find it unless you only go in certain sections to where you know for certain people are going to speak to you rationally and normally. And when you take away someone's ability to goon, they're going to be very upset about that. And there's going to be that backward savage conversation about, well, since you're restricting me of my ability to touch myself, why don't we bring these whores in and talk about how they need to stop doing things? It wouldn't lead to anything productive. It would just be what happened, a fucking circus for you being the person to spearhead the conversation about how it's bad that all the blame's going towards the women, so let's come up with an idea to stop masturbation. And while some people will be in the category of, hey, masturbation is bad, making it unlawful, we'll just have a bunch of people sending you death threats, which I don't endorse, I do not co-sign, I do not support, because that's low IQ, low brow effort in the conversation. However, that's what you expected, and that's what you got once you try to take away people's right to goon, and that is unlawful. The Goonicide brought people together, and all you're doing is trying to tear us all apart. I think that's enough of the word goon for now. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about your right to goon being taken away from you. Put the cocoa butter down, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye. Y'all like how I did that? It's just so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to just do that flawlessly. The rotating door of useless conversation. What are you talking about, bro? Are you telling? I don't have it. Well, I'm going to get it. Fuck it. I'm going to get it. Fuck it. Are you telling me? Are you telling me that I have to go to jail for this? Are you telling me I have to go to jail for this? No justice, no peace. Oh my God, bro. I'm funny. God. Is that what you goon with? There's a joke I could make, but I'm not really friends with any of y'all, so I can't make my type of jokes. I can't make my type of jokes with y'all. I thought you would have. Whoa, I'm not reading that. It would effectively work against homosexuality. See, look at this motherfucker. Useless conversation, bro. Useless conversation, bro. Cut that out. Useless conversation. Call Chris, make a joke at him. Chris's life is a joke enough. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Chris's life is the joke. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, calm it down. His life is enough of a... Somebody gonna actually think I hate that man. He's actually pretty cool peoples when he's not being a dumbass, when he's not sweeping for YouTubers, you know what I'm saying? When he's not sweeping for YouTubers, he's actually a pretty decent guy. But that's only when he's doing those things. When he's doing other things, it's very upsetting. So, I've been given things. I've been given information from the ether about how the world is apparently burning because I guess people aren't all on code with one another. ABBA made a fucking video. Who's tweeting me? No one? Cool. ABBA made a video not co-signing Destiny's revenge porn antics. And our experts in all things that have to do with romance have spoken because they're bitter people who are upset that they got shellacked and criticized for being transgender bedwenches and guys who can't get women to submit to them worth a fuck. Apparently whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Stop the bus. What did you just tell me, soggy bust? What did you just tell me? Did you just derail my stream in a good way? Hold on. Hold on a minute. 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 Oh no. I didn't see this. Fuck it. Let's observe.
Hey there, I'm the Mad Catster.
Oh, why am I not hearing anything? Hold on. Headphones. Hold on. Quick little deviation. Because apparently our tarot card reader from way back when has tried to go through court again and failed.
Am I glad to see you here? Well, we haven't talked about the TikTok psychic in a while. I know you guys have been wanting an update in that case, so I'm going to give you an update. You know me. I've got the deets and all the receipts, so buckle up and let's go.
Oh, God.
She's purring, so I guess she's not too upset with me.
Oh, God. It's taking forever. Just give me the good parts.
You know, and it's the United States District Court for the District of Idaho. So here's what the court had to say. They say that pending before the court is defendant Ashley Gillard's motion for reassignment from the magistrate judge back to a regular sitting district court judge in federal court. Having reviewed the record and the party submissions, because the team for Rebecca Schofield, of course, filed a response to this motion, Ashley Gillard filed saying,
I'm so bored, I have to deal with this on my own time. But back to this. ABBA just did a hit piece on Destiny, who he's friends with. We knew he's a snake, but God, what a snake. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this with a straight face. I feel like I'm friendly with Chris. If it came out that Chris was doing revenge porn, guess who's making a video on Chris? Making fun of everything wrong with that motherfucker? Me. Yes, that was the woman who accused somebody of getting arrested. Like, I'm sorry, but if you friends with a motherfucker and they get on the hook for doing revenge porn, you're a normal human being for saying, I don't want to associate with that shit anymore. But to online people who have no moral standard, everything is ad revenue. Everything is, oh, you're a snake because you're definitely somebody who has at least a fucking backbone. And this comment feels like you could have kept this private. Why? For what? Why? Is if they kept it private, these same motherfuckers. Hold on, there's one more. There's one more motherfucker. The fuck that? Where is it? Okay. This motherfucker, and this motherfucker, all, if he didn't say anything, these three motherfuckers, along with everybody else who don't like these motherfuckers, would be like, oh, well, you're just hiding for Destiny. You're trying to play defense for Destiny. You're a motherfucker who's trying to make an excuse for Destiny. Motherfuckers damned if he do, damned if he don't. And the motherfucker sat up there and said, hey, I don't fuck with this motherfucker doing this shit. And apparently that's a problem. I think, I could be wrong because I ain't watched this video since it dropped. But this video was Jay Longbone being mad that ABBA was sitting there not admonishing Destiny for talking about that dude who died at a fucking Trump rally. But you're also mad when he distances himself from a motherfucker who's doing revenge porn? Like, y'all don't have no standard. Y'all just mad and mad at the air because a motherfucker done clocked y'all for being what you are. Bunch of weirdos with no consistent value. Like, hello? Especially this motherfucker. Like, you don't have room to speak about anybody and anything. You can't make money on any of these fucking platforms now, except probably Rumble, because of your fucking mouth. You're a brand risk. Leon, did you see that Dan legit said that his child committed a murder? Leon, did you see that Dan legit said if his child committed a murder, he would help cover it up, and that's what he said he's doing for Destiny? Well, number one, I don't know who Dan is. Number two, what a terrible parent. What a terrible parent. But I want to watch the video because I haven't watched it.
He was approaching in one.
Why did you skip 20 seconds in, you heathenite? Stop doing these things. They make me upset. They make me upset. But also, you know what makes me feel good? Opening packs. Let's see if we can strike gold in the gamble of a lifetime, boys. It needs to be done yet again for the sake of all conversation.
You guys can see the title. I stand behind it. It's not bait. It's not a joke. Destiny's getting canceled, all right? And the reason being this time is that he supposedly had intimate relations with some women. And what he would do is when he would film intimate moments with these ladies, record them, he would share some of these with other women he was approaching. In one case, he shared it with a 19-year-old e-girl who he had never met in his life, and he was flirting with her and shared videos of himself sleeping with another person without their consent.
I'm trying to figure out why in anybody's right mind would you feel comfortable doing that? Like, why? Why would you feel comfortable just sharing your nudes? Ain't Destiny like 40? With a fucking 19-year-old. It's a grown adult. But again, been said, not dealing with nothing that got teen in it. I'm 20 fucking 5. If your shit ended in teen, stay the fuck away from me. Like, none of this shit is natural, nor is it normal.
Essentially, the 19-year-old gets hacked, and that stuff goes public. The person who was in the videos finds out, loses their mind, files a lawsuit asking Destiny for a huge sum of money. And then, it comes out thereafter that Destiny apparently had also recorded a lot of other women while they were in his apartments without their consent. So this has kind of gotten bigger and bigger since. We're back. Me specifically. Where's Preach? Preach busy, you know what I mean? Out there doing gay shit with his wife. Me, I'm here for you guys right now.
Hanging out with women is gay. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you have women as friends, God, you're gay.
I was up in Africa. Now, if you think I'm gonna take my time away from my people so I can go spend time on the internet to talk about white-on-white violence, you are bugging. And if you guys are wondering where Preach is,
I mean, he ain't wrong. And I think I was in Kamal chat because this motherfucker was like, bro, wait, ain't that crazy? Like, this is a big deal. It's like, if I'm on vacation, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm on vacation. I'll deal with that shit when I get back. But I'm not back, so I'm not dealing with it.
Aside from doing gay shit with his wife, we both agree that there's only one woman that each of us are going to defend in our lives. For him, it's his wife. For me, it's a streamer named Destiny, and we got to do our job. So this is my responsibility. I'm gonna handle her. Now, some of you guys know, Destiny's a friend of mine.
Oh, I got a season 5 card. Oh my God, I got a season 5 card. I got a yeah, you. Do I need him? Do I need you on my fucking team? You fat man. Do I need you? Oh, it looked like I might not need you. Oh God, it looked like I might not need you at all. Oh, you might replace Blazing, but I don't know. You ain't replace. You might replace Talik, but or you might not replace him. Oh God, this shit ain't fair.
Mine, okay? And you might be confused why I decided to come out dripped out from my friend's cancellation. You know what I'm saying? Looking kind of fresh. And again, you fucking idiot! This is a fairly serious matter, and people want to hear my opinions. And I'll be honest with you, for all the bad things that are happening to Destiny, I don't feel bad. The reason why I don't feel bad, and this might surprise some of you because some of you don't know this, me and Destiny have spoken about his dating behavior for a very long time. We've talked about it on stream, off stream, and I've always been very vocal about the fact that I think he's very fucking dysfunctional with how he handles his dating life, with how he prioritizes pleasure over everything else. And I think the root of a lot of these issues in this whole situation is that he prioritizes.
Oh, I got another season 5 card. Boys. What it is? I got the best quarterback in the fucking game. Gambling works. Gambling is my addiction, and I love it, and I can't be beaten. I'm an addict but I don't do drugs. I don't goon like you fucking freaks. I put it all on the line for me. No, e-begging works. Oh, you're right. eBay. Don't. Who cares that FEMA is probably gonna go away or be reformed? Who cares? Hand over all your money. Yes, I use my own money, but I should use yours. Why? Well, fuck it. Why?
Over other people's well-being, over what's good for his business and his career, and now it's costing him more. It cost him already some things.
Oh, I got another one. I got another season 5 call. What I'm getting? Ooh, do I need you? Let me get a little look. Do I need him? No, he ain't got no speed. He got a better catch though. Ooh, but Debo got speed and he got jump and he got catch. Ooh. I ain't gonna lie, he might replace you. He might be a good slider. He might replace Waddle. Fuck Waddle. Waddle might have to go. Leon, how's your luck with the blackjack table? I don't know. All I know is when it come to gambling in this game, I be winning big.
Stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
Would you?
Also, stop hiring black people to
We're
make Mexican
back,
food.
boys.
Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
Would you? It's important to know.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food? Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
I think y'all should.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican food. Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
I couldn't in good conscience trust a white person to even make me water.
Also, stop hiring black people to make Mexican
Season
food.
5.
Would you trust a white person to make you Chinese food?
Ooh, I got another Jacoby Jones. I can put him in the auction house. Get in the auction house, loser. Because now that I got you in the auction house, I got 2 of them. I can put them both in the auction house. Good. Get you goo wow. Never gonna stop. Get you. Oh, I got more? Oh, I didn't go. I didn't know. Oh, the season 5. Oh God. Okay. What am I getting? What is it? Yes! This is the sin I wanted. Start. You're welcome to the team scheme. Welcome to the scheme team. My chicken beats your chicken. I'm liable to believe it, but I know one thing. Nobody makes better orange chicken. Hold on. This is the last one. What is it? We big money? We big money! That's the 3rd Jacoby Jones. I'd take it and run with it. And I'll sell it for egregious prices. Because I know people will buy. And I win. Me. I'm the winner. Me. Look at all the shit people that bought off me. The return investment. And I still got cards in the auction house. Ooh. I'm not reading that. Emperor, I'm not reading that. And Kyram, who was that? Kyram, I appreciate the 5 gifted. You demonite of the century. But back to what we was focusing on.
In the past, and he's always been very much in denial about how it affects him negatively, and now it's costing him even more. And I'm, to this day, not entirely sure if he's ready to really acknowledge the impact it has on him.
Do you think I'm self-destructive?
Yeah. If you engage in hedonism, I would say you're self-destructive. I say something about Destiny. I think he can be self-destructive, and I don't think you would entirely disagree.
So
I completely disagree. I don't think I'm self-destructive at all.
Hold up. I was actually curious. You don't think that to some degree your hedonism doesn't bite you in the ass?
No, I think I have a really good engagement with most of my hobbies. I think I do it pretty well. I think that my mental functioning is very high. I think my career is
I mean, that's a bold way to look at your life. Not gonna lie, but yikes, my guy.
But successful. There are parts of my life that I can improve, but I think that people look at some of the standard markers for trouble, and they for some reason project a ton of stuff onto me. But I think I'm living like one of the healthiest, fullest lives that I possibly could be.
Constantly having poor relations with women over a long period of time, or in other situations, STDs, different things like that. Eventually, that hedonism comes back to bite them in life, and they also recognize they could have invested that time a lot better.
So wait, what do you ask us about this? Like, what was your idea of this?
Yeah, it's not like I have like 100 kids and 5 million STDs and like.
No, you just constantly. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about it.
Well, you might as well. But no, you drop the accusation. Go for it. You just constantly. Say it. No, say it. No, shut up, Lena. Shut up. Let me talk. What do you mean? Constantly. Anything you do in life that's going to increase like your ability to like have fun or do like crazy stuff or whatever is always going to carry with it like the risk of death, right?
Absolutely.
Like you have no chance of dying by falling out of a plane unless you go skydiving. But that's not an argument. It's never skydiving.
But it is an argument against maybe skydiving 1,000 times if you don't want to die that way.
If you want to skydive 1,000 times, then fucking skydive 1,000 times. Like what's wrong? Damn, what happened to all the self-empowerment shit that you guys were talking about earlier?
I mean, it just depends on whether or not you want that outcome. If you're saying like, oh, I don't want this kind of destructive thing, or I don't want to end up dying by skydiving, then maybe don't skydive every other day.
Yeah, but I'm not complaining about that. You guys are. If your lifestyle choices are like, damn, I would never want to deal with like a crazy girl or anything like that, that's totally valid. I think it's totally fine. I accept that that's probably true for most people. But like, I'm okay with the trade-off on that for like all the benefits that I get. I like fucking a lot of people. I like traveling a lot. I like doing drugs. I like my stream shit. That's like super fun for me. To be like, well, doesn't bad stuff happen sometimes? So you shouldn't do it. That doesn't compute to me. Like, I feel like I'm living a super amazing life, and I feel like there's a lot of shit that happens all the time. I understand my.
Don't we all feel like we're living super amazing lives up until a moment comes in that makes us realize that we're not? I know for certain that I tend to think that I lead a good life, and then I realize, nah, could be a little better. I could make better choices in my life that could actually service and benefit me. That would be smart, would it not? That would actually be beneficial to my daily life, would it not? I think so. But what do I know? I'm just a Leon.
Might be a lot for some people, but it seems weird to be like, oh, well, I think that you're like secretly like hurting or damaging society because of some negative outcomes. Like,
or to others, because I think the main thing with this is you have to think about the activity. The activity involves hurting others. Like even Destiny, as good as he is at what he does, probably can admit he's broken a lot of hearts, he's disappointed a lot of women, he's made a lot of people upset. It's not just how he feels about it. When you involve other people in this kind of pursuit of pleasure, other people get hurt as well. I stand by what I said at the beginning. I don't feel bad for Steven whatsoever because he knew what he was getting into. He was brazen about it. When he was warned, when he said, hey, this is a bad idea, this is a bad lifestyle, he said, I don't care, I want to have fun. It's fun.
And you know what's crazy? Forgive me for sounding like I'm sucking dick, but Abba seems like he wanted to be a good friend and let his friend know, hey, you're walking down a funny ass path, my boy. And that path only ends one way. It's not good for you. And no, I'm doing fine. I'm stable in my life and all this shit. And like, are you? Because this is not good operating like this. It's never in like the best interest. Especially when you get caught up and then it's like, oh well, now what? You done fucked up. That's not what.
Fun for me. That's why I like these mentally ill women. That's why I like doing this stuff. That's why I can't keep my dick in my pants. It's because it's fun. Well, I'm like, all right then. When it fucking inevitably blows up in your face, I'm not gonna have no sympathy for you. You can be my friend, my worst enemy. I don't give a fuck. If you engage in behavior repeatedly after you're warned, fuck around and find out, and that's what Steven's doing. But I don't want to make it just sound like a happenstance of hedonism. That no, some of this stuff is also just morally bad in regards to what he did with recording these women and all this other shit. And if he gets sued for it, he loses money, then it is what it is too. You do the crime, you do the time, right? So no, all these people will be like, oh, Abba, stick by him, he's your friend. I already told y'all. If my friend goes out and murders a bunch of people, I don't give a fuck, send his ass to jail. And if my
why am I supposed to be mad at Abba for this? Why? What about this means I'm supposed to be mad at Abba? That he fucking said, hey, you my homie, but as soon as you do some fucked up shit, I can't co-sign. I can't get behind. Then that's it. And a dumb motherfucker will be like, well, where was this energy when he was talking about that fucking Trump supporter? Be real with your fucking self. All these political fans and these political motherfuckers say the most heinous shit about each other. There is no moral high ground for anybody. All you motherfuckers sit there and call motherfuckers fascists, hope the worst for motherfuckers, cheer on when they go broke, cheer on when they lose shit. It don't matter what side of it on, it's both sides. Then people get pissed at 6ix9ine for snitching. Yes, because they live this horrendous lifestyle of thinking, okay, everything's supposed to be the way I perceive it, which is terrible. Terrible way to operate. Just want everybody to know that. Don't you have a plat? Yes, he does have platinum, but it's like it's recouped platinum, so it's not good. Like that's not good, but this extender is. I think I could put one more ability on him, and I want it to be all the gold. Mobile resistance on platinum. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Mobile resistance on platinum. Mobile resistance platinum. Oh, yeah. Oh, and I got 16 abilities now. Ooh, my offense about to be trifling. Wait, so if I got 16, that means I can put one more. Hold on, Olavi. Go ahead, get you one. Olavi, you need your ability. Oh, I love Ultimate Team. Oh, I love it here. Are you mocking that fat rapper again? I never made fun of that big, beautiful queen. How dare any of you accuse me of such a thing? Shame on you. Shame on your livelihoods. Shame on your families that raised y'all to be so fucking intolerant to people and their feelings. I'm disgusted. I thought we are supposed to be like the hierarchy, while the rest of the internet is a bunch of backward savages. We are supposed to be dignified in the things that we do. Ooh. Oh, I just choked. Sorry. Leon turned into Mexican Tails. I still hold that the Sonic movies suck. Knuckles is the best character. Like, am I wrong for having this fucking opinion? I know I'm not. I just have to ask. I know I'm correct in the opinions that I have because I'm right all the time because I'm so smart and you're all like so dumb. But who should I put an ability on? I guess Oliver, but it's just like, do I need to? Knuckles, you won't be saying that when Metal Overlord comes into play? I will. I will absolutely be saying that when Metal Overlord comes into play. Why is Ballhawk? Did I get any newer cards? I know I did. Wait, I did get a new card. Where's that right in? I got a right in. Where is he? Hold on, how many cards I got in the auction house now? I got one more? What's the one more? That's that fucking tight end. Damn, they bought my cards fast. What's that one? What's the? I got a right in. Oh, you got freaks in the Twitch chat? Uh-huh. They're very much a choice. A choice of what? I don't know, but you know they choose to be here. You're not a 99, so I can't really do nothing unless my fucking Oregon upgrade boosts you to a 99. There's nothing I can do for you. But even with that, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real quest. Yeah, you're still not a 98. No, you're still not a 99. A fucking 99 Julius Peppers means way more to me. It's Twitch. What do you expect? What are you talking about, bro? Like I don't know why y'all like to pretend like any of these apps are better than the other one. It's still degenerate. No, I don't give a fuck about anything going on Blue Sky, especially when Twitter is the app that had to get sued to remove child porn. Not letting that go. I don't give a fuck. I'm never gonna let that go. I'm never gonna let that go for the correct reason of why would I let that go. If you had to be sued to remove child porn, you're never gonna be a good app. Sorry. All social media apps, terrible. If you can't agree on that and you go, well, actually, or you're an operative. You're an operative, and I can't trust you. If you can't say all, god damn, my team of 97 overall, big baby, beater. I send this to my cousin, make him mad. I love it here. I love the Ultimate Team. But I have to ignore the Ultimate Team. I did what I wanted to do. I opened the packs. Now it's time to fight for my super Earth.
My friend does some shit like what Steven just did, and he's gonna lose a bunch of money. I'm not gonna cry. All right? I would tell my friends, and I would warn them beforehand. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. You go and do it. Hey, man, that's your problem, bro. You didn't listen to me. You're not gonna get my sympathy at this point. Nope. My sympathy is for when a tragedy happens, not when the inevitable does. Yeah, what you're hearing from me right now is disappointment and a bit of anger. But I'm angry at myself. What let me say? You know, if there's anything that this situation and that most of the people in these online spaces have taught me, is that these are not serious people. The problem.
It took that to teach you that these niggas not serious. Nothing else, bro. They got a bunch of shit where I'm looking. I'm like, I can't take nobody seriously about nothing, especially online. Online is filled with a bunch of people who are inconsistent like a motherfucker about everything. Yes, including the person you're listening to right now. Me. There's shit I've been inconsistent on, and I gotta be way better about that shit in the future. Why? Because I don't need nobody breathing down my fucking neck being like, ain't you the one that said this all them months ago? How do you feel about it now? As if growth doesn't happen in some capacity, in some spaces. But they got several examples of people being hypocrites and inconsistent. It's just that easy. I don't mean, how many times I gotta keep telling you? I feel like I say it. I don't say it every stream. I say it almost every stream. Bro, we all suck. Like all of us. How many? How many watching? I got 5 on Twitch. How many? I got 59 on YouTube. We all suck. We all suck. Just try to be better.
Are not serious. The way they engage with relationships is not serious. It's a lot of juvenile bullshit. You know, while I was on vacation, I was just hearing glimmers about this stuff. I was like, yo, turn that shit off. Because I'm honest, if you.
Oh, this was the part that Kamal was kind of like, what the fuck? And I was like, bro, that man on vacation, what you want him to do? Leave Africa, go back to Canada, and make a quick little video about this shit, then go back to Africa? No. Man on vacation. Put it like this, if I was on vacation and motherfuckers was DMing me saying, talk about this, man, I'm blocking you. I'll deal with it when I get back. But as long as I'm on vacation sipping on my cocoa nuts, don't fucking bother me. You feel me? Good.
You touch grass and you hear this stuff, you're like, y'all some fucking losers. You realize like this is a story about socially retarded people, mentally ill people, all engaging in sexual behaviors and they're not ready for it. You know, but I also have to have some humility and admit that I've tethered myself to that world. I entertain, I dip my toes into it, and you know, having spent some time there, was it a bit entertaining? Sure, but it was entertaining like it was when you go to the zoo and you see a bunch of freak animals do a bunch of circus monkey tricks. And that's it. And now that it's gotten to the point where it's kind of spilling over into real life and you're realizing that these people behind closed doors are doing weird shit, it's time to take a step back and be like, okay, we've had our fun at the zoo. It's closing up. Time to head home. I'm not interested in being part of the act. I'm not interested in being in the enclosure. I'm not interested.
What problem was I supposed to have with this? What issue was I supposed to have with this fucking video? Because I don't have one. This is how, now y'all may disagree with me on this, but this is how a man operates. Your friend fucking up, your friend fucked up and got himself in a bind, and you like, do I defend a clearly wrong thing, or do I stand by the principles of which I was raised and I fucking distance myself? A man not gonna co-sign a motherfucker participating in revenge porn. A man not gonna stand behind a motherfucker who's recording people without their consent. That's what a man gonna do. But because I live in a world where online everybody likes to pretend to be something that they not, this shit is perceived as weak. Which is the most ass backwards thing under the sun. And this is terrible for me to say out loud, so let me preface it by saying this woman has no capacity under the sun to even do this. If it came out that Gothix was like a serial rapist, with all the evidence to back up that she's a serial rapist, there is no, oh, that's your friend. That's a rapist. That's a rapist first. and second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth and 10th, if however many people in the race, first to last. And that would not be something I would associate with. Fuck all the cool conversations. Fuck the Mario Party games. Fuck the times I schooled her correctly in Overwatch. You can't be that. You can't be that and be a homie to me. Not in this life. And I would expect that same treatment back. Now, Leon ain't no fucking rapist. Leon can't even muster up conversation with the opposite sex. That's why everybody think I'm gay. But holy fuck. That's not how real men operate. Like, oh, let's talk about it in private. We'll clean you up in private. What? No, distance yourself from this clear fucking freakazoid.
Interested.
Elden Ring stream when you buy me Elden Ring, because that's not a game I would ever play.
And befriending under the other freak animals that they want to bring in. It's just a weird assortment of people, and it's so different.
Why do you always use Gothics? Because it's like one of the only people that's a content creator that I'm actually friends with, that you know of, that is like a current content creator. I can't use Peachy. Peachy's MIA, and I'm not using Peachy for any of this. I can't use Moral. Moral's not MIA, but Moral's not a content creator. I mean, I could use Chris. I'm gonna start using Chris. I gotta stop using Gothics. I gotta start using Chris. I gotta start using Chris. More Chris slander? Sure. Is that what you all want? More Chris slander? Might be a different type of thing, but how fast do you think people with a problem with Abba in this video would immediately switch up that defend your friends if a friend of theirs end up in a bad situation? Oh, it'd be completely different. It'd be a catacomb of excuses as to how this is different and I have to do things like this. It's excuses. It's excuses for motherfuckers to just be mad at the sake of being mad. Lie and say you're friends with Markiplier. The problem is I'm not friends with Markiplier. And I feel like that's such an egregious lie people would catch me in that it makes no sense to even attempt to lie. It makes more sense to just, be myself. In a world full of pretenders, why not just be myself? That's also another reason why I get called gay. And you might think I'm joking when I say that, but no, I got called gay for living my life, and then when questioned about it, I stated, hey, I'm just having fun being me. And I was called gay for that. Life lets you meet some interesting people from time to time, and it's always a reminder that, some people you just gotta let them live and die by the sword that they made up in their own heads. That way they could live life prosper. As long as they live life prosper, they should be good. And if they not good, well, I don't know what to do with them.
And then my real life, like, why am I wasting time with this? This is not beneficial for my business. This is not beneficial for my personal life. I'm not learning anything about social interaction. So I have nothing to gain by being around this. And despite Destiny being my friend, there's a lot of things that I just don't agree with that I don't want to be associated with. To keep a long story short, for those of you asking, like, all right, Lab, what are you going to do going forward? This is a conversation I had with Steven already. I just told him I wouldn't show up on any of his stuff in the future. And I don't think that's that big of a deal because at the end of the day, he's going to be doing mostly political stuff from now on. So it's probably for the best. But I just don't want to be associated with it. And there's a few different reasons. So I'm going to try to go with it. And I'll kind of just break down everything. But there's a couple things I got to get out the way. One, listen, I might be the only person in this orbit who hasn't fucked one of these women, including Destiny herself. I'm not friends with any of these people. I don't talk to them really offline. So I kind of just keep my distance. And that's generally true for me and most content creators. So you don't see us doing too many collaborations. I don't hang out with these people. This whole idea that I wouldn't criticize Destiny, I think that's also nonsense. If you spend any...
I feel like that's a shot at a certain Jay Longbone who fucking sat there and was like, oh, why won't you say anything about him speaking against, wishing for death of Trump supporters? On top of Trump supporters saying shit about Kamala supporters, once y'all start pretending like y'all got feelings, that's when I don't take y'all serious. Oh my God, all these mean things said about Trump supporters, as if we ain't got a catalog of Trump supporters saying mean shit back.
Anytime watching debates between me and him, we argue.
Fuck, can't y'all ever, can't anybody be normal? No? Okay.
We yell, we get very animated, we disagree strongly, and there's dozens of debates. So as I do that, I wouldn't take a stand if I saw something I didn't like. I think people can't understand why I'd be friends with him, or they can't understand why I would agree with anything he says, and so the only thing in their head is like, okay, it must be friendship or whatever. I don't operate that way. If I disagree with you, Preach is my brother, and I disagree with him every day. So if you don't think I'm not going to disagree with Destiny, you bucket, okay? And there's a lot of content creators who, they thought we was cool, and I disagree with something they said, and now they don't want to talk no more. So the idea that I wouldn't, disagree with someone to avoid burning a bridge, no, I'll deal with anybody. Because at the end of the day, I think what I actually believe is more important to me than maintaining these kinds of cordial relationships. I don't care about having access to these people. That includes Destiny and anybody else.
You can't let people push you back into the closet, Leon. That's crazy. That's fucking disturbing.
Actually, one of the craziest parts about this whole story is the fact that Destiny trusted a 19-year-old Discord lady, okay, named Rose is Coming with sex tape.
Where's Ahsoka? Ahsoka, you give me pointless information all the time. Now's the time I'm asking for it. What the fuck? Why are we trusting people in Discord? Like, why?
Tapes of other people in his life. Nigga, if that's not compromised judgment, I don't know what the fuck is, okay? I wouldn't trust a Discord member with my first name, and that's just public information. He was giving other people's sex tape. But if there's one thing that nobody would ever say about Destiny, is that he makes good personal life dating decisions, okay? There's a couple things that bother me. It's like, and I've said this to Destiny too, like, this dude really has a penchant for going after mentally ill women, okay? Women with like severe depression or just like these kind of like dainty,
little fucking retards.
hard ass, fucking feeble looking, small white women. Like, that's his type. And a lot of them got like self-diagnosed BPD or some bullshit. Like, he just likes that. I don't know. To me, the fact that there's a pattern with a lot of these girls is a bit weird. And when he's asked why he likes bringing on these self-destructive women in his streams and in his life, he says it's because it's fun. It's fun for him to bring on women who are probably going to, at some point negatively impact his life in a huge way. He knows it's going to...
That's destructive as fuck. Hey, I like the sensation of my arm burning. Yeah, it makes the most sense. It makes correct sense to fucking live this life like that. No consequence could befall me. No, because, I like this, and I have a good control over it, because that's what smart people say. Smart people all the time say, yeah, you know about my addiction? I have control over it.
It's going to be short-lived. He doesn't care because it's fun. That's a moral failing to me, okay? That shows to me that you don't really care about how you affect the other people in your life when these people become atomic bombs who affect everyone in the area. And it tells me that you don't really care that much about your career when you talk, again, who will fuck up things in your area. And this comes down to the thing about like, oh, if everyone consents, it's fine. But it's not. If you know that the people you're going to be involved with are only short-term partners, and you constantly see the after effect of most of your hookups and your interactions leaving a trail of broken hearts and disappointed people, that's a moral failing. Sure, it's not illegal. It's not criminal. But I can still look at that behavior and like, yo, you just spend time dating these women and it's just hurting all of them. You have no intentions of committing to most of them. This is all fun. It's nothing responsible. You're an irresponsible person, and that reflects on your character. With this whole situation, I don't think...
Ignore the fact that I just died the dumbest way possible, please.
Steven shared this because he thought it was okay to share. I personally believe, this is my theory, that he shared this because he just didn't care and he didn't think that the other person would ever find out. And that to me is almost worse. Because it shows that you don't care about the people you slept with and who shared that intimate moment with you and recorded it. And it shows to me that if you are going to be able to avoid the consequences of it, you'll say and do things behind closed doors that are just unbecoming. And if I'm your friend and I see you do that to your other people that you slept with and you call friends, then I can only imagine that even for me, I might not be safe and I can't trust you. And it's a shame that this came from a hack, but regardless, what it reveals to me personally is like, I could never afford to trust this person with personal stuff that's really close to me or dear to me. Because if they think they can get away with it, no one else is going to find out. They might just share that shit. And Steven might watch this and disagree strongly, but the evidence is not in your favor. And I can't rely on what you're going to say. I'm going to rely on your past and your history. And what I see is another more failing where it's like, when no one's watching, you're not doing the right thing. You can massage it however you want. It's a shitty thing to share a sex tape, but it's not the worst thing. I'm sorry. That's fucking garbage behavior, okay? It just is. Call it a spade a spade. It's garbage behavior. Don't mush it over because you like your favorite streamer. Don't mush it over because you think he's important politically. It's garbage behavior. And like
why and how? What's the problem with this video? Why are the most inconsistent numbnuts complaining about it? Oh, right, it's because they're inconsistent numbnuts and they gotta put on an act and perform for all these people in regards to all these things in their lives, because that's the only way they can make sense of anything is by being inconsistent as fuck about damn near everything they hold dear and chastising other people who have the balls to say, hey, when it comes to this, you're a fuck up. And I'm not going to support you in your fucked up antics. It's almost like being normal is amazingly easy. It's almost like calling a motherfucker out for doing dumb shit, whether if they're your friend. That just lets me know for Jay Longbone, I already knew about Fresh and Fit, and I already knew about Pearly Things, is that if your friend do some clearly wrong shit, That's not, he said a slur online. Some criminal shit that could land you potentially in jail. You motherfuckers would defend him. Same with, I guess, whoever the fuck Dan is. What he said? Motherfucker said, hey, I'm going to defend my son if he shot up a school. That's great that you have that recorded. Now, if your son shoots up a school, motherfucker's going to bring you in for questioning too. Great job. You saved the world with this shit.
Reason why he's doing it too, it's so he can pillow talk a fucking 19-year-old. I was like, it's not that hard to bag a teenager. Pause. That sounds crazy, but you know what I mean.
Whoa, Abba. You sure you wanted to say that out loud, bro? That's crazy work. You didn't say it out loud, my guy. Even though you said pause, that's still a wild ass fucking thing to say.
It's not. And you shared like it is such a weird form of like, I don't know what the fuck that shit is. And one thing he said, I think he said something like, that was me a couple years back. I'm on Vyvanse now, which Vyvanse I think is like some kind of drug, ADHD, I don't know. He's like, I'm on Vyvanse now. I'm really just focused on political stuff. I want to stay away from the drama. It's like, I didn't realize they made a, finding God moment for druggies. You know what I'm saying? Like, how some people do a bunch of fuck shit for their whole life, and all of a sudden they go to church once and they're like, I found God. Like it absolves all the bullshit that they've just done.
I mean, in the eyes of them, it absolves them from everything because the Lord is their savior now. Yeah, I committed a terrorist attack, but I'm saved by Jesus now. Yeah, I killed 5 children, but I'm saved by Jesus now. The Lord has absolved me, and so should you. Huh? ¿Qué pasa? Not on this planet.
I don't know. It was such a weird way. Like when you're being said that you're doing a bunch of foul shit and you've hurt a bunch of people and like mention the fact that you're on Vyvanse and you're a changed person. It's just like, I don't know. Something about it just seemed off to me. And it just didn't seem like someone who
I'm sorry that I killed your mother, but I'm on Vyvanse now, so you should forgive me.
was really repenting or felt some type of way about what they did. It just felt like...
I ain't gonna lie. I might be crazy. Y'all could disagree with me if you so choose. But anybody who says they're like a Christian YouTuber, I immediately think they going to hell because I know they don't follow the word of the Lord. There's no, I'm saying this with the strongest of fucking belief. There's nobody online who uses the Bible as their defense for doing shit who's seeing heaven. Y'all don't love y'all neighbor. Y'all judge everything. You chastise everybody. Y'all are addicts. Everybody going to hell. Come watch TV.
It made me think of Sneeko. Sneeko's doing all this like goofy ass red pill shit. All of a sudden he finds Allah and everything's just forgiven. All the bad messaging, all the people he insulted, never apologized for none of that. None of that is just like, I moved on. It was just weird to move on to the career stuff. Like, listen, man. How do we say this? If you have political aspirations, you just can't behave like this. One of the
Thank you! Because wasn't this motherfucker trying to... Why is it that every fucking person who's like delved in deep in politics wants to create like this great political empire and they all fuck it up with their personality? They all fuck it up with their personality because their personality is one of which no one would trust them in terms of politics, or they do or say something stupid that would further prove, hey, you're not someone fit to have like this big empire of politics. Xander Hall fucking running around saying, oh, in the future, I want to have like this great empire, collaborative effort to fucking work with a bunch of YouTubers and streamers and all this shit and blah, 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 blah. This motherfucker wanted to kill a trans person. You are not a trans ally, buddy. You are disastrous for my trans people.
weirdest things that Steven had was an anti-misogyny arc, right? He felt like there was too much misogyny in his audience and whatever. So he's like, he was trying to shape them up and he was banning people and banning certain kind of messaging. All the while, my guy, you were fucking a bunch of the women that you worked with. You would bring women on stream and then fuck them within a short amount of time. It's like you're reinforcing a lot of the stereotypes that a lot of this misogyny comes from. There's a certain level of hypocrisy there that just makes like the whole thing just seems like such a flamboyant joke. And personally, like one of the big reasons I don't want to be associated with like the platform is I don't like the idea that we're normalizing, someone bringing in a bunch of small content creators that are women, fucking them, right? And then when that fallout inevitably happens, like just cast them away. Like it's a really weird dynamic. And I started getting comments from people like, oh, you f***ed this girl in orbit. And meanwhile, I ain't done shit. But because Steven is just so flagrant with how much he's just gooning it up and he can't keep his dick in his pants and he just wants to be a hedonist, even me being close to that by proximity, I start to have that reputation. And it's just, I don't want to be associated with that. I'm happy with the fact that I work with women and I'm happy with the fact that it's professional. I hate the idea that I just show up on screen with a woman and it's automatically sex. But can I really be mad at an audience for thinking that when I hang out with Steven, who literally f***s pretty much everybody he works with? Like, how can I be that mad? Right? So, I don't know. There's a lot about the way that he kind of goes about his work and his personal life that makes it very difficult to want to be close to it. And if you notice, most of the people who are going to choose to stand by him are people who have a lot to lose if they're not with him. I have nothing to gain from
It's because they all fucking signed on deals. They got fucking brand, I don't know about brand recognition, but they all got sponsors tied to this motherfucker. They got money that they're gonna lose if they don't fucking try to mitigate this fucking shit. And yes, they're scummy for doing that. And they're all terrible people. You're not trustworthy people. You stand by the money, or do you stand by actually a code of conduct? And you ain't got it. And it sucks to be you, and you fucking suck as people.
being friends with Steven. I've literally had nothing to gain from the moment that we've known each other. Like, don't get me wrong, Steven's done a lot of good things for me personally on the low in terms of behind closed doors and helped me out with certain things. And I'm always going to be appreciative of that. And, you know, in that regard, he's been very stand up for me, and I'm grateful. But professionally, outside that, it's been pretty bad. Like, a lot of people want to stop working with me. A lot of people want to complain about the fact, and I never cared about any of it. Why? Because I just like Steven. I saw him as a friend, so I was cool with it. I didn't care if people wanted to stop talking to me. I didn't care if fans got mad. I didn't care if people questioned. It didn't bother me at all. But when he engages in like actual behavior that I think is reprehensible, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? This is fucking stupid. And his response is, I like.
And I feel like motherfuckers' attempt to get out of jail free card with this is, oh, so when it's your beliefs, you have a problem with it, but when he was sitting there saying he didn't care about it, yes, because unfortunately, for people who don't get it, you just exposed your hypocrisy. You will sit there and be like, oh, well, my beliefs cater towards me, so you should also agree when I feel offended. And when motherfuckers don't do it, you're like, oh, whoa, what the fuck? Fuck you. But then when it's them, it's, oh, what a fucking hypocrite. No, motherfuckers. Everyone has their own fucking beliefs and how they operate life. Everyone's not a Christian, and everyone shouldn't be. It's just that simple. But motherfuckers make life so funny and so difficult at the same time, it almost becomes commonplace why everyone doesn't like each other.
Have fun, I don't care. Then it's just got to be a come point where I'm like, all right then, I just got to cut you off because your definition of fun is fucking toxic. And, you know, and unfortunately we live in a world where optics matter. How you carry yourself matters. The things you say, the choice of words, the, you know, the way you carry in your personal life, the way the drama spills out, it matters. And I don't understand how Steven can really say that he wants to be a serious political advocate if he doesn't want to manage his personal life in any way that's serious. Like, why should the DNC involve you in anything that they want when your personal life looks like a fucking train wreck that's going to be bad PR for all of them? Why should anyone want to spend time debating you on these bigger platforms if all you're going to do is bring fucking tarnishing their reputation, right? It's like, if you're serious about this, you should make this sacrifice. And if you can't, then I don't think you really care about the political positions that you claim to care about. Not that deeply. Can't, because you can't put your dick in your pants. So that's how I feel about this. If y'all want to hear my thoughts.
Can't keep my dick in my pants. I think this was great. I think this was amazing. Great response. Only a low IQ, simple-minded fuck will sit there and be like, oh, this response is terrible. And it's like, let's see what happens when your fucking friend, coworker end up being on the hook for porn. Oh, let me fucking see, because I saw something that interests me. Oh God, what is this? People can't afford video games anymore. It's true. It's fucking true. A lot of shit just becoming a fucking ABBA being true to himself. How awful. Yeah, it's so awful when people are actually themselves and not in this fucking gay ass metric of understanding. Oh, let's learn about why people can't afford video games anymore.
Imagine paying 100.
Oh, shut up. Was this oh no. Oh no. The whole, oh, there's a lot here. Oh, we might be here for a while. Okay, hold on. Well, I'm gonna start with the smallest one first. Let's just start with the smallest one first.
In case you don't recognize the genetic dead end on the screen, this is Kongmin Lee, an infamous anti-black grifter who couldn't cut it here on YouTube, so he found his footing sucking up to racist white people on Twitter.
It's a great opening. It's a great way to just open this up.
He and I came into contact a while ago, where he cried about his incredibly small inclusion in my Critical Drinker video. Like the little sniveling bitch that he is, he ran.
Okay, so just starting off hot.
When I called him out for not being able to define the word woke. And I'll never understand how you're anti-woke when you don't even know what woke means, but hey, no one ever said racists were intelligent. Speaking of his Twitter, Yeah, I'm sure to him the resemblance is uncanny. Anyway, the reason we are here today is to talk about his take on Assassin's Creed Shadows, or rather his most
What is this video about? Oh, it's exposing a grift. A racist cries about a black samurai. Because for some reason, people are still complaining about Assassin's Creed for the wrong reasons. And if you look at the screen, still can't believe Ubisoft created, or Ubisoft, however you heathens say it, created a game in 2025 where a black man goes around killing Asians. Okay. Because I guess no one has ever played Grand Theft Auto a day in their fucking life where you just go around killing everybody in the vicinity. Okay. All right. But then these are the same motherfuckers who will look at some blue-haired bitch. These are the same motherfuckers who will look at a fat woman suing for weight discrimination and say, what a sniveling bitch.
recent take. You see, this idiot has been whining about this game for over a year now, campaigning for the game's financial failure, and since it appears that Shadows is going to do well financially, he has to do what all grifters do when faced with the reality.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, #1 on Japan's top 5 bestsellers. I mean, fuck, I guess those Japan people are hypocrites for loving a game. What the fuck?
That go woke, go broke is not a real thing. Change his talking points. On today's episode of the...
Whoa, did I just see a motherfucker cut? Whoa. Whoa, this might get my shit not monetized, but...
The reality that go woke, go broke is not a real thing. Change his talking points.
Whoa. Whoa. All right. How much is Assassin's Creed? Oh,
We don't really want to get gangbanged.
Who does? It's so impractical. Hey, we got a $23 Scat Pack. Come holler.
Oh, I appreciate you. Appreciate that follow. I hope you like grown adults suffering through scary games, because in the next literally 24 hours from now, that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna be doing. But bro, this shit seemed like it might bang. See what happens when you delay a fucking game and then delay it again? Shit might start to look better. And look, I don't know why I feel like they lying, but this is the most anticipated game? Assassin's Creed Shadows? For real? This shit come out in a month. Ain't that some shit? Oh, you know what else come out in a fucking month? This fucking game. These motherfuckers then said, you know what? We fucked up NBA 2K so much. Let's finally fuck over the WWE game. They're putting the city in WWE. Oh, it's called the Island. Bitch, it's the city. And everybody who played 2K, nobody likes the fucking city. Nobody. And you can show me all the nice little updated pictures and whatnot. But man, fuck this shit. I'm not participating. They got intergender matches and all this shit, but fuck that. No, I haven't played Sekiro. I can't get behind this shit, man. It's a fucking wrestling game. I'm just supposed to log into Monday Night Raw, get a one-on-one triple threat fatal four-way going, and go about my business. What the fuck y'all gonna make? What the fuck y'all gonna do? Create microtransactions for me to get a fucking arm sleeve? I gotta go to the fucking arm sleeve store? I gotta go to WWE shop on the island to wear a customizable belt? What happened to the game I love, bro? I mean, thank God they finally updated this motherfucker's attire, because he has the worst attire in WWE game history on WWE 2K24. This motherfucker got on a black swimsuit onesie with purple trunks on. Like, this shit was terrible. I'm glad they upgraded this shit. And I'm glad Bailey finally looks like a competent soldier. Amazing, 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 amazing.
On today's episode of The Idiots of Twitter, Lee says that he can't believe Ubisoft created a game in 2025 where a black man goes around killing Asians, which of course makes one wonder where he was when Neo came out, a game where a white man was killing Asians. Neo just so happened to also include Yasuke in that game as the Obsidian Samurai. The more astute of you will notice that because Yasuke is a samurai in that game, that was created by Asians, by the way, the implication is that Yasuke killed some Asians in that game too. You know, because he's a samurai. There are many examples of a game depicting a character of one ethnic background combating enemies that don't share that background. In Far Cry 2, you can be the Asian man Xiangyong Bai, and funnily enough, he kills Africans. Hell, this is most of the Assassin's Creed games themselves, and of course, he has nothing to say in these cases. But this is what Kang Min does, though. He is a cuck for racist white men, and is an attack dog for them. A useful ignorant, if you will. The sad part is he LARPs as a Christian, and as a former Christian, I don't remember ever being taught to hate other groups of people. In fact, I'm almost certain Christ said to treat the foreigner as native-born. In other words, people that don't look like you should be treated with kindness. Apparently, Kang Min is a different kind of Christian. And, you know, this is pretty funny, considering he's attempting to claim that Ubisoft is being racist by having Yasuke kill Asian people. So, I guess it's okay to be racist, as long as other people were racist towards you first.
What a dynamic. What a way to live in these stupid ways and stupid fashions. It's terrible. It's not good. Clown world, absolute clown world. It's a bunch of people who, you know, it's cool when I do it, but if you do it, I can't stand you.
Except that's also not very Christ-like.
See? I told y'all. I didn't even know this was going to be the case. I told y'all motherfuckers be using the Bible to get away with shit, but then the Bible contradicts the shit they do, and all of a sudden everybody got a moral compass again. I told y'all people do this shit. That's why they got so many fucking atheists. Because you got motherfuckers like that running around fucking up the good word of the Bible. And you should not question the mighty Jimmy.
But this idea that the game is racist because there is a black character that engages in combat with another ethnic group doesn't make much sense. I mean, these people are clearly attacking him and his clan, and he's defending himself in the diamond.
I just got ran the fuck over. You bitch. I ain't hit him. Fuck. And doing this shit right outside a police station is nasty work.
And y'all know, self-defense would seem like something you'd agree with, right, you piece of shit? I mean, otherwise, this tweet makes no sense and you should call the Koreans in this photo racist. But we're starting to notice a pattern here, and in case you in the audience are not, this photo is Koreans shooting at black rioters in the 1992 Los Angeles riots. And the part he's leaving out is this started because a Korean store owner killed a 15-year-old black girl who she falsely accused of attempting to steal, and as if to add insult to injury, was let off with an incredibly light sentence after being found guilty. But we all know how Kang Min loves to leave out the actual facts. Like how he blames black people for the Stop Asian Hate campaign, when it was Trump and his followers that blamed COVID on Asians, and from all available crime statistics, it was mainly white criminals attacking Asian people, something he's spectacularly quiet about. You see?
Oh, but you gotta understand, bro. I saw like one video of a black man doing it, and I had to just be like, whoa, bro. I had to just be like, whoa, bro. I had one do it, and I was like, whoa, Rudy. Snow Fox is demanding that I stretch and drink water. How much of a benefit is it that I actually have water next to me now? I actually have water. Usually I lock it in my refrigerator, but now I haven't, you know?
See, his problem is black people. He hates them, which, again, is strange because here he is kikiing with black people in Missouri. It could be that he's a paper tiger keyboard warrior and can't say these kinds of things in the presence of actual black people.
Speaking of MLK, did any of y'all see, like, the weird percentage of people that, when asked about why Martin Luther King was not there on Trump's inauguration, they responded with the dumbest shit under the sun? It was at that moment that I knew in my soul I could not trust the general public. I need to see if I could find this. No. Hold on. Isn't he like not alive? I didn't find that video, but I found this one. So look, y'all gotta stop having women who are Trump supporters speak for reasons that you're about to hear. The question is, if Jesus was here right now, would you let him in? As in, would you let him be in America? And her response is,
If Jesus was here right now, would you let him in?
As long as he went through the proper, as long as he
came here legally. As long as Jesus Christ came to this country legally.
Then look at her face. She looking like she looking like you like she said something smart and gotta love being in this fucking country.
We would let him in. Gentlemen. Thank you. No,
And that, again, lead your household, man with a cowboy hat. You know your wife, spouse is fucking retarded. You know she ain't on the up and up. You know she ain't on the up and up. It's fucking sad life. Sad fucking life. All right. We get the entire point of Buddy's video. This shit was just modern trash. But now we gotta watch Al Torre talk about the guy who had his interaction with his neighbor. Was this an overreaction? Oh, yes! The answer is yes. You fucking sat there and fucking walked up to another man's porch, then accused him of following you, and then ran off screaming help. Yes, it was a fucking overreaction. Are YouTube critics toxic for society? Yes. They're ill-informed people who try to ignore real critical data over something and then turn it into, oh, well, that's not true at all. And, might I add, none of them know how to take the same amount of criticism that they give other people. There's not one.
The internet is a place filled with all types of entertainment, not just movies and shows, and I figured, you know what, the world is too broad, and with Hollywood drying up with their entertainment nowadays, I find that you can glean entertainment and enjoyment from almost everywhere and everything, and most of that is honestly loads more entertaining than what Hollywood is putting out. It's just the truth. And Twitter is one of those places, whether it's watching people crash out on Twitter over nonsense, like the recent video that I did, they delete their post? Hold on a minute. Okay, I know I'm so off track. Did they backtrack? Interesting. Okay, hold on. This is a new development that I did not know about. Interesting. Okay. Because like 23 hours at the time this video was posted, it says, we're not against PC gamers or the PC platform, we're not against modders and some of the fun mods they make, but we're 100% against, spicy mods, period. But that's not what they were saying before, right? Maybe I'm missing, and did they take off? I think they took off the post. Oh no, hold on a minute. Oh, curiosity is killing me. Okay, so no, they didn't. It's still here, but you can see the post here, and they don't want anyone modding vulgar versions of their main character as well as other characters in the game. When your main character is already, like I said in my video, people who are pearl crushers may think that's vulgar to them. I mean, let's be serious. Look at the way that you dressed her. Nothing wrong with the way you dressed her, but I find it a bit hypocritical. And you're going on this big old thing about, oh my god, we don't want them tarnishing the reputation of our voice actresses, yada yada yada, for the very minuscule, extremely infinitesimal amount of people who would be modding the game and modding it that way. But then you're then talking about your
I've returned. Let's go ahead and ban you. Let's go ahead and put you in timeout for one more day. I'm still not over what you did. Nah, I'm gonna leave you alone.
Not against PC gamers, the PC platform, but that's 100% how you came across in your original post. But anyway, there was that whole thing like that. And then you also find videos like these that become viral many months later for some reason. And at first glance watching this video, I'll let you see it, you can kind of understand in a video like this why a mother might run away when she sees a strange man approaching her. But there's just so much about this video that's weird.
I don't care. Explain your thought process.
Nothing if they live.
Yeah. You do? I don't believe that.
Call me crazy, but if you're gonna ask someone if they live here, then why would you not accept the answer that they give you?
Uh-oh, she might be cooking. She might be cooking.
You already don't believe that they live here. Why bother asking? Nothing that they tell you is gonna convince you otherwise. So now you're just wasting your time and possibly this person's time.
I don't believe that.
I ain't gonna lie. I still hold the right opinion. If that motherfucker came back after that and tried to apologize, I'm not accepting that shit. You're on your own, buddy.
Did someone come here? Wow. Look, at first glance, I wouldn't even blame this woman because, first of all, I know this is like really weird and I'm not about victim blaming certain people. I mean, there are certain decisions that people make where they end up in situations because they put themselves in those situations. However, we learned that she's out here at basically midnight or late at night with her 2 kids.
Hold up. I didn't know that. What you mean she out at midnight with her kid? The fuck you doing? Wait. I didn't know that part. The fuck you mean you out there at midnight? Bitch, you just a bad parent. I don't want to hear this shit.
Sorry, but if you're in that situation where you're already at a disadvantage, why would you be walking your 2 small children with you out at midnight alone? Maybe it's because she feels safe. Sure, why not? But even when it comes to...
I mean, fuck. So glad she feels safe. Them little bitty kids. The fuck you doing?
My dogs. Less I know I have my firearm on me, which I always do now. Before, when I was living with my parents, I'm not walking with my little dog out in the middle of the night because I know suburbia is one of those places where coyotes feel emboldened enough to come and try and snatch your dog. And
I ain't gonna lie. I was out. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was just walking. But I saw a deer. And Leon went hunting. I'm just playing. I ain't had no gun. I can't hunt. But I was like, I wonder if I just walk slowly, I could fucking catch up to it, and I could fucking capture a image of the deer. And I couldn't. It scurried away in the middle of the night. And then I sat in like a cornfield for about an hour and just sat there because that's the type of human being I am. I at 3 a.m. will venture out into the world and do fuck knows what and just sit somewhere for an hour and relax. While the world's burning, I still have the ability to, just walk the walk.
I didn't want to put my baby in harm's way. Even if your neighborhood is safe, you still have rabid animals that can come up and tend to be more active around these times. So it just seemed very weird. But then she probably wasn't expecting it, right?
She got somebody chased her. Who chased her? She said somebody in the silver truck. Gray truck. And came around the corner and I was in the street. And so I come up and so I'm like, gonna pretend that I'm...
And I will say, just for the sake of it, I don't think I mentioned it in the video. The man had to be like the ugliest light skin ever to be accused of being a white man. And it turns out that that was the case. He is a very much ugly, light-skinned man.
Coming home. And so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate. And he stops here and goes, "Are you looking for someone?" I said, "Nope." And he sat here. And I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said, "There's a lady screaming." And I'm like, "That's..."
She got all worried that
How? How do you scare you though?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, "Are you looking for somebody?" Because I'm pulling up out.
And I saw someone walking in our driveway too. And I'm like, "Why is someone walking in our driveway?"
So she's in their driveway and yet is asking him if he lives here. And he says yes. And she says she doesn't believe him. And then instantly calls the police. Look, I get it, but we can all chalk this up to a simple misunderstanding, and it might have had nothing to do with the fact that this person is dark-skinned. Could have just been that he was just a man, and...
If that's dark-skinned, I'm Chinese. Like, if that in the top right corner is dark-skinned, I am Chinese. Because what the fuck? No, that's not. No, madam.
SUV slowing down, and she had her kids, and she was in mom mode, and she was confused until her video came out. Now, she does apologize, and this whole thing's very awkward. I can imagine very embarrassing, especially for her husband. But then we get her side of the story.
Everybody here on Facebook, I'll give it a quick second for any of you guys that want to jump on. But I just want to come on here and address what's going around right now because it's pretty messy. Yeah, I think there's a massive misunderstanding, and now I believe that there is a...
I shouldn't laugh, but I see the comments, and the first one I looked at was racist bitch.
An agenda that's being pushed, and Mara is crushed. So, wait for you guys to pop on.
So you messed up. Okay, now there's an agenda being pushed. She goes there trying to garner people's sympathy when she just had to admit that she kind of jumped the gun a little bit with her neighbors. First of all, if you are going to bother having neighbors in a neighborhood like this, which I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure, but I can almost guarantee that there's an HOA and stuff, doesn't it behoove you to know who lives in your neighborhood? Like, what's the point of having neighbors? You're not going to even see your neighbors. I mean, like, in a rural place where I live, we live on like 20-something acres, and I still know all my neighbors around me. Like, I know...
So I don't know any of my neighbors. I live in an apartment complex, and I refuse to interact with these people. Why? Oh, because Leon don't like interacting with the human race. Y'all think that's a fucking bit. But I'm so dead ass that I despise fucking speaking to the common folk.
Know all their dogs, so...
As a fellow common folk myself.
We've introduced ourselves to each other when we moved in. They're saying, hey, if you see dogs like this is my dog down the street, this is my mother's dog, this is my son's dog. We know each other. I know all of my neighbors in the immediate areas. How are you in a gated community and don't know who your neighbors are?
He says, this...
You're not required by law to interact with your neighbors. You could just move into the house you paid for and live the rest of your days until you decide to move. Now, you could fucking walk up to them and be like, yo, neighbor, what's up? Or you could just be in your fucking crib. I don't think my neighbor has seen my face since a month after I moved in. I don't think these motherfuckers are aware who lives in this apartment. I have new neighbors that moved into another like another complex near me, and they haven't seen me. They don't know who lives in this complex. Why? Because Leon is petrified of the human race and all your antics and the fact that some of you people smell like shit. I don't like people. I think that's just it.
This is my house. And I said, I don't think that it is. And at that point, the only reason that I said that was because truly the awkward encounter of slowing up behind me, talking to us multiple times. I'm in this frantic state. It's late at night. I got my kids, my 2 babies. The lady at the door is not answering.
Again, why are you out late at night with your 2 children? I mean, I get it. Like, I probably am the biggest hypocrite talking about this. I like to go out late at night, right? Like, that's always something I have done.
I go out late at night because I don't like the sun. Leon doesn't like the sun in his eyes. Leon likes to just, feel that moon.
Because it's peaceful at night. You can see all the stars, and I just think it's really peaceful. Like, I like the nighttime. I'm kind of nocturnal in that I prefer to be out when there's less activity. I don't like taking my dogs with me because I don't want them to be put in any danger. If something happens, I want to be able to run up, or rather run away from the situation. I'm armed, so I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'd have to defend myself in that manner. But if I am in that situation, all I have to worry about is me. I don't have to worry about putting my babies in danger. My dogs are basically my babies. And even still, now as a married woman, doesn't matter what you people feel, I'm not what you would call a single entity anymore that has no accountability to anyone. My husband doesn't feel comfortable with me going out at night alone. As he said, I am his wife, and if he's not there to protect me or what have you, or something happens to me, he can't get to me, he just doesn't feel comfortable. There's things that he has chosen to sacrifice for our relationships, and that's one of the things I had to sacrifice for our relationship because
Moon didn't give anyone skin cancer? Well, I don't even know about any of that. I just don't want to. I knew you were a vampire. I never hid the fact that I was a vampire. I just never told you I was a vampire. Just because I don't tell you things doesn't mean it's some late groundbreaking news. I just don't like speaking about my life.
It doesn't make sense. Like, why would you stupidly go out?
I have low self-esteem and I'm not important and I'm going to die one day. So forgive me for not being as adventurous as one. That got depressing so fast.
3:00 in the morning and put yourself in danger because you want to walk in the park or walk around the neighborhood. It doesn't matter how safe our area is. For every safe area, there's always going to be one person that decides to get rabies that day. Or maybe they don't decide, but that can happen. And why unnecessarily
self-loathing is crazy.
Put yourself in danger. Now, I disagree to a point, but I also understand where he's coming from. And
Leon, do you sparkle? I dimmer. I meant to say I dim, but shimmer came into my line of sight, and I just said, fuck it. I dimmer. I dim lights. I don't sparkle. I don't shine bright like a diamond. I rot like things that rot.
And to make him feel more comfortable, I wouldn't put myself in that situation, also a situation where I would make him worry. So again, why would you be out late at night if you're already in a frantic state or you're this reactionary over something? Why go out late at night with your children? That just doesn't make any sense. You're 2 young children. You have to be running. You can't even hold the other one. It just
one of them was in a stroller. You got a fucking baby and a toddler. You're a bad mother.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe that's the only time that she has to spend time with them. I just feel like you.
Yeah, the only time I can spend time with my kids is at midnight. Yeah, that makes sense. What a bad mother.
Can't really see as well as you do in the daytime. So I feel like your ability to substantially protect your children decreases drastically at nighttime. Just saying.
I got my kids, my 2 babies. The lady at the door is not answering. There's no other homes that are well established. I mean, there's construction. It's a corner house. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on the front porch. This truck literally is halfway up the driveway. And I was like, my radar was like, nope, I don't think that this is your house. And so I said, I don't believe that this is your house. And so I'm starting to unbuckle cash and I grab and I freak. I go, Rory, run. And so I take off the porch and I literally run as fast as I can, screaming at the top of my lung. I'm getting all these messages, I'm so sorry. Screaming at the top of my lung. I've never, ever screamed the way that I screamed. And I'm running through the front yards of everybody, praying that the Ring doorbell would capture us. Finally, to get to a woman's house, I'm bang on the door. And at this point, I'm dialing 911, and I said, can I please come in? And the woman said, yes, come in. And so I'm standing there, I'm talking to the sheriff, and more than anything, I was not looking for him to come to my rescue at this point. My husband was gonna come, I'm in this woman's house, the door's closed, and I tell the man, he said, do I need to come out? And I just said, no, I said, I was just calling to let you know that this just happened.
So if you don't need the sheriff to come to you, why are you calling him? I mean, if you're calling to inform the sheriff that this just happened, what do you expect him to do if not come out? If I'm at the point where I have to call the police, I'm expecting the police to get their ass down here. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I call the police, but I don't actually want them to do anything. I just want to let them know. That's giving the kind of person that calls the police for every single thing. Someone's planting a carrot in the back of their garden. She's called.
And that further creates that conversation that I believe she was gonna fucking Get this man killed.
The police, I think they're planting cocaine in their backyard. Like, there's just some people, like, I'm not saying she's the kind of person like that, but those are totally the vibes that she's giving. And you know what? As I said, we could chalk this up to a misunderstanding until you hear her speak more. The more she speaks, the more delusional she seems. Understandably, mothers are supposed to be protective of their kids. I get it, but you start to see little cracks in the personality here, and it kind of feels like one of those neighbors, which is why I'm so glad I don't have like actual close neighbors anymore, that would just be nosy and reactionary about every single thing. Oh my god, there's a man outside and he's bringing in a package. It must be a dead body. Like, there's just people like that are just so high strung and haven't taken their Xanax in like months that everybody around them is going to be some kind of enemy. And again, as a mother, you should know who your neighbors are. If anything, because there's so many predators around now, know who your neighbors are. Get to know your neighbors, especially if you're living in a neighborhood when you're like on top of each other. I would think that was important. When I lived in a gated community with my parents, we knew who everyone was. So if someone didn't live there, we knew for certain that person didn't live there. And even still, we're not gonna be like, hey, do you live here? Like, unless the person is doing something really, really shady. The person's actively talking to you and asking you questions like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And your first thing is, let me call the police. What if that had been the sheriff? That would have been so awkward.
My husband was gonna come. I'm in this woman's house. The door's closed.
God damn, I can't drive this fucking car in the rain. This friction on this car is terrible.
And I told the man, he said, do I need to come out? And I just said, no. I said, I was just calling to let you know that this just happened. My husband's gonna come get me. And he says, he asked me if I wanted to come out. I said no. And so the woman then, I was at her house, she literally asked me and said, she said, I don't know how to ask this. She goes, but was it a black man? Because she goes, the black family that lives there. And I said, no, I believe that this is a white man. He was a white man in a truck. A young white man is what I said. And she said, okay. She goes, because that's a black family that lives there. And I said, no, I don't think that it was a black man.
I'm sorry, I'm just calling bullshit on this. I think I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But I feel like because of the backlash, she feels like she needs to say that so she doesn't look racist. Just what I'm picking up. She's like, no, it's a white man. I don't know if other people corroborate her.
And you drive like Jack Dorothy is crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I cannot drive this car in the conditions of the rain. This shit is terrible.
Story, then probably, but I have a feeling that if she realizes that she messed up, she could be telling people that just because she doesn't want to look like she's racist. But I could be wrong. I could be way off. Maybe she legitimately thought.
Porch, and she said something along the lines like, did you forget something or did you leave something? And John laughs and he's like, yes, we did. I'm so sorry. And I get out of the car and I walk up to the woman and I could not tell her fast enough what had happened. Like she walks out on the porch and I jump out of the car and I said, oh my gosh, yes, there was a man. Like John was the one that said a man was following her, chasing her, following her is what I said. 90s were chasing, following me. And so she said, I jumped out of the car and I said, I'm so sorry. I said, literally, I was pretending that your house was my house. I was walking up the driveway and then I was like turning in. I was pretending that it was yours. And she goes, yeah.
I can't fucking drive.
That was my husband. And so he ends up coming out and he's like, I told you this was my house.
I already heard this shit before.
Anything about it, I kind of get it, but at that point, why even bother call the police? But I feel like a better way to handle this would have been go inside. If you feel like you're in total fear, understandable. Grab your kids, run inside the neighbor's house. Hey, do you know that man right there? Or let the other neighbors know. Even though that's still embarrassing, don't waste the policeman's time. Ask the other neighbors if they know the person or ask what the guy's name is. You know, like, do you live here? What's your name? Such and such or whatever. And have him, I'm sure he would tell you, as uncomfortable it must be for him as.
She was yapping. I think they're both yapping. The easiest thing to go about this is to say, hey, you dumb fuck, you probably got me arrested or almost got me arrested, you dumb fuck, you dumb illiterate. Let me stop. Oh, Brett Cooper made a video. Oh, that's great. It's amazing. I love it. Good job, Brett Cooper. Welcome back to doing the same shit you were already doing. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I got nothing else. Have fun with the tarot lady. I'm probably not going to waste my time. If it's not really anything of note, I don't have a reason to waste my time with this. Triple H will headline the WWE 20. What the fuck? Is he not already in the fucking Hall of... You know what? Never mind. Let me not get mad for no fucking reason. All right. See you fucks tomorrow for Poppy Playtime, fuckers.